Alright, can I get a quick show of hands? How many of you guys believe in aliens? Alright, that's a good majority, but we could still say a little 50-50 on that. Aliens have been a topic of controversy for a really long time, and people often contribute certain atmospheric phenomena to the existence of extraterrestrial beings. Today, I would like to debunk those phenomena for you by explaining the scientific evidence behind them. Sorry. The sky is something that has always interested me. I own my own telescope and I like to just kind of peek into the sky to see what's going on. However, in today's generation, people are often looking down at their cell phone or anything like that. But if you guys look up, I think you'd be kind of surprised by what you see. Phenomena in the night sky, although intriguing, is most likely able to be debunked by scientific evidence. I'm going to explain this evidence to you through 3 specific occurrences, those being red sprites, Marfa ghost lights, and lenticular cloud formations. The first phenomenon I want to talk about is red sprites. Red sprites are kind of these faint red lines that come down in the sky. You can see them during night and you can see them during the daytime as well. They are rare to see, but they're actually more common than you would think, and they kind of follow some of our basic understandings of how nature works already. So how do they work? Laura Kranich, in an article on atmospheric phenomena, compares them to the occurrence of lightning bolts, actually. Lightning bolts flow from the bottom of a cloud formation to the ground, while red sprites actually flow from the top of a cloud formation to the ground. So they happen actually quite as often as lightning bolts do, but because they flow down through the cloud, you can't see them as often. They're most commonly seen when a thunderstorm is kind of dispersing. You can see the clouds here still. This is kind of just like a leftover bit of it. But they do take more energy to flow through the sky. So when the clouds are thinner and more dispersed, they can actually be seen better, if that makes sense. Laura Kranich further explains that these sprites can happen 1 per minute, so they are actually very common on the planet, similar to lightning bolts actually as well. What's cool about them though is that they can actually kind of be really cool looking. This is just another example of them. Not quite as faint, but they do kind of have the appearance of lightning bolt. You can kind of see how much energy is contained in them and how much charge, almost like fire, but not quite. They also do occur in blue, which haven't been able to be photographed as well, so I don't have an example of that, but they do occur in blue as well. The next phenomenon I wanted to talk about is the Marfa ghost lights. This is a lot of people's main reason why they believe in alien activity. But they're small orbs on the horizon that occur only in one place in Marfa, Texas, just outside of the city. And they do actually kind of dance and split across the horizon line. So people are like, those are definitely aliens. Unfortunately, they are not. LiveScience.com reports that the light occurrences can be explained in terms of a superior mirage. In mirages, there's a layer of cool, calm air and a layer of warm air above it, and the way they kind of combine and interact with each other means that when light passes through them, they kind of reflect in different ways. So the road right here by the town actually gets a lot of car traffic, and then when the air is calm nearby, they actually reflect the cars. So this one is just a basic car, and then this one's going to be the light reflection of the car lights. So you can see that it's very similar, but it's just the way that the air is reflecting the lights. This airflow is very common to the Texas area, so it's kind of the reason why it only occurs here and not as commonly in other places. There are some myths about the Marfa lights though. A lot of people think that they're fallen stars. A lot of the Native Americans in the area believe they're fallen stars, while some people think that they're fires that are being lit by ghost riders through the desert. The third occurrence I want to talk about is lenticular cloud formations. These guys are really cool. They're very dome-shaped cloud formations. They can be stacked, but they're often on top of mountains and hill formations. You can see in this one as well. They're very UFO-like shaped. They can be formed due to multiple factors. This is also going to be concerning the way that air flows. But it's usually on top of a mountain because when you come down a mountain, the air shifts from horizontal flow to vertical flow. And when the moist air converges with the dry air, it creates like a spherical cloud formation, which is really cool. Lee Reeder on his website, Cosmic Secrets, further explains the layering of these clouds. So when each cloud formation comes down from the mountain, it swirls, and then that further breaks up to be layers. So what's cool about these guys is they can actually kind of stack like pancakes on top of mountains and hills. In conclusion, today I talked to you about red sprites, the Marfa ghost lights, and lenticular clouds. They're all examples of alien conspiracy theories, but unfortunately they are able to be debunked. Red sprites through their electrical formation, and the Marfa ghost lights and the lenticular cloud formations through their airflow. These anomalies, although debunked, have changed how people believe and see the world. Maybe there are little green men walking on the earth. What do you guys believe?
I should name that show like Not Fun and Big Birds. Appreciate it.
They're not allowed.
Oh my god. Oh.
Doesn't mean it has.
All right, Hannah, what did you think?
Okay, I loved your topic. I'm so lame. I totally believe in aliens and like mermaids and stuff. So I was super excited to. I know. I was super excited to listen to your topic, and the fact that everyone could tell that you were excited to talk about it and you wanted to talk about it and you were genuinely interested in it. That made us want to listen. Well, at least for me, I think I could speak for everyone. No, everyone wanted to listen to you talk because you got excited about it and kept calling it cool and stuff. So you just made it interesting. You gave it a lot of personality. I think you had good transitions. You would say, okay, next we're going to talk about this. You did do a good preview in the beginning, and I did like your attention device where you asked the question and kind of gave a little survey of who believed in aliens. And I think that got everyone pumped up for it. I loved your conclusion where you were like, what do you guys believe? Because I was like, I totally believe in aliens still. Like, that didn't debunk, I still think there's little green men everywhere. And I think that picture at the end is totally true. That's so an alien. And, yeah. And, oh, I also noticed how you did cite all your information, so that was really cool.
The visual and the survey at the beginning are pretty effective. Your topic is very clearly identified, and I like the way you kind of led into it, that you're going to be debunking the subject. You could hear the air coming out of the audience, you know, when you said that. They're going to think, oh, we're going to get proof of this. No, it's going to go the other direction. Damn. And I think that's a good, effective attention device and start of the speech and identification of the topic. That worked really well. I thought you had a good setup of the basic structure at the beginning, and it's organized topically, so it's pretty basic. Sometimes the transitions could be a little bit more interesting or smooth, but they were clear. It was easy to follow. You cited your material consistently. I liked all of the explanations of the individual points. I tell you, the diagram that you have of the Marfa lights, frankly, I did not understand it. You know, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I looked at it, I'm going, okay, so what's happening here? I mean, your explanation and your description of the different air things, that made more sense to me. That made perfect sense. And then I'm looking at the other thing, I'm going, okay, so what's going on over there and what's happening here, and it just confused what you had described. So I'm not sure that it helped you as much as the other things did. The pictures, of course, are interesting because, especially in that last section when we're looking at the lenticular clouds, everybody, oh, there it is right there. That's a UFO. No, it isn't. It's a cloud. And I thought that you did a nice job explaining why they formed that way and where they were likely to be seen. I thought that was pretty effective. It would be interesting if you could, the Marfa lights, you tie into the sightings that are going on there. All of the other ones, if there were an example, thousands of people reported seeing UFOs in Arizona this year, blah, 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 and you would say, and you know what? That was the red sprites that were going on at this particular time, and we know that, and here's what was going on. If you could tie it in a little bit more to some of those things, I think it would give it a little bit more meaning to us. I mean, they're interesting phenomena, but are these really the things that people are seeing? Connecting it to the UFO thing, I think would be the one way that you could strengthen this. I thought that you did a very nice job speaking to the audience. For the most part, you're very direct, and I'd agree with the things Hannah said. Your voice is enthusiastic, and you look like you are interested in the subject and enjoying what you're talking about. And I liked it was a nice couple of turns of phrase in the introduction that I liked a lot too. I wish I wrote fast enough to write all those things down. I can't remember what they were, but I can watch it again and enjoy it, I'm sure. All right, so maybe the person who's doing the written evaluation will make comment on that. All right, thank you.